person at uni. But yeah.
Alright, yeah. So
cool. So like, what do you think about it? Sorry.
Yeah. So it's the costs. So let's say once minimum wage gets passed, and workers are getting paid more, it gets passed on to the consumer anyway.
Yeah.
So
this is a point
I don't see any huge ramifications. I don't. Yeah.
This is a point that I bring out with like that I brought up with like economists I've talked to and stuff like that. I ask them, and politicians, I ask them, do you like see an endpoint? And they say, oh no, it can just go up to like $30 and stuff like that, which could actually affect like export and stuff like that as well. So what do you think about that? Like, if there's no real endpoint, as you said.
Yeah, the prices get passed on, and historically, as prices rise and inflation, I mean, there are positive outcomes of the rise of the minimum wage, because consumers do end up spending more, but obviously the kickback effect is things cost more.
Yeah.
You do get mild gentrification. You know, you may get people out, you know, maybe sort of purchasing more expensive cars, or sort of spending more on consumer goods maybe, but I don't see it being detrimental.
Do you see your business having to raise their prices for the sake of the minimum wage?
Well, this isn't my business.
Right.
But I would like I don't foresee say this business doing it.
Yeah.
But
how do you reckon you'll be able to kind of compete with the like survive kind of thing? Because do you guys get a lot of customers and stuff like that anyway? Or?
What do you mean?
Because obviously, like when prices increase, they're gonna have to buy produce for more, like wherever they get it from.
Yep.
And so they have to like pass it on to the consumer, as you said. Like,
yep.
But you don't think that's gonna happen with this business?
I know. I think it will. I think it absolutely will happen. And yeah, there's nothing that you can really do about it. Yeah.
Because obviously, historically, like productivity is what drives wage increases instead of like government intervention, which is like more of a
productivity increases. I don't know. I don't know.
Alright. Like, just like demand and supply kind of thing.
There's many arguments to be made. Do you think it will be? Do you think government intervention will be is a required necessity?
Yeah. To increase prices.
Well, do you think it's a necessity to sort of keep to bring up the lower class, right? Or do you think it should just be the free market?
Well, I mean, if you see like cases such as, well, this is an old case, but like Henry Ford's kind of $5 a day back in, I don't know, the 20th century.
Yep.
Like obviously he increased productivity through the conveyor belt, like.
Yep.
And then that increased, like people just coming from every part of America trying to like sign up to work for his company, and then it increased the like speed of building a car from like 12 hours to half an hour.
Yep.
Which is like what the free market is basically. Well, there's no real free market because there's always government intervention, but like the freest market you can have is like that's what it is that people like companies competing to see who can like increase productivity the fastest in order to like, and then he like through increased prices as well because he like started paying his people more because they like. Yeah.
So unfortunately, what's happening with capitalism is that we actually have too many resources. Yeah. And sure, I mean, sort of increasing the minimum wage, like it's like say, so you like the government mandates to increase minimum wage to sort of lift up the lower class, but we already produce too much as it is. Things are already really cheap. Like if you, I mean, the things that aren't cheap are more like your fruits, your vegetables, milk.
Yeah.
but we have too much already, and excess just like if you go to a bakery, food just gets thrown out.
Yeah.
So what is that actually worth if we're just throwing it out?
Yeah.
Like really? Like,
so then productivity is increased to its like pinnacle, and there's like
there's already too much. Take for instance Christmas crackers. We literally buy Christmas crackers as a one-use gag gift, and there are people on the other side of the world who literally like work themselves to the bone for this thing that we laugh at and throw away, which is super fucked up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I look at that and go, there's clearly too much production already going on if we can afford to do that.
Yeah.
But in saying that, cheaper technology means we get to live slightly richer lives. The argument can be made that that the poorest people today alive were better than the 14th century kings, right? They lived better lives. Yeah, I mean, technically yes, but like most people like go to work for what actual reason? Like,
to live, like to pay their bills and stuff like that.
Pretty much. If you like if you sat at home and went, what do I actually want to do? Like most people, they work in a supermarket or they work in 9-to-5 jobs or whatever, right? But if you really sat down and thought about it, you'd go, hang on, I want to.
What do you think about the fact that like when you increase the minimum wage, like everything, all the prices increase, and then the price of the living wage increases anyway? Because obviously the people that are fighting for the minimum wage to be increased the living wage is going to increase anyway. So like, what I was talking to this union worker, the head of a union, she said that like targeting retail shops and stuff like that, rather than making a blanket obligation to everyone, like because obviously retail shops and stuff can afford it, whereas small businesses can't as much. Well, more so. But like she said that's why they're targeting farmers. You know the Worth It campaign? They're targeting like farmers.
I don't know.
Pack and save and stuff like that. But do you think that's more of a better way is through unions rather than just a blanket obligation given by the government?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have unionisation is going to happen regardless of what minimum wage is.
Or if you see like countries such as Denmark that don't have a minimum wage at all.
Okay.
Yeah, like Germany and stuff like that, and no one's ever like thought of them as like developing countries or poor countries because of.
This is the thing. I mean, I to be honest, I've actually done no research into that. So I actually wouldn't know. I guess if we lived in like a fair, just world, we probably wouldn't have the need for unions.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the need for minimum wage if we actually treated everyone fairly and we paid them for what they're worth. But unfortunately, we've got to the point where things aren't sold on function anymore. They're sold on desirability, and you just have to look around. Like Auckland's a prime example. You drive around or walk around or whatever, and you'll see how many people drive European cars, how many people they buy new cars because they want that image, right? Like, who's that famous marketer? What the hell was his name?
From America or New Zealand?
American dude.
Economist or marketer?
Marketer. He was Edward Bernays. He was a famous marketer and son of someone. I can't remember. But he sort of invented the selling on, rather than selling on the functionality or the usefulness of something, or it's like, marketing the qualities of the thing for its intended purpose. We're now marketing for what? Like look at like what we actually have. Like look at like like there is. I feel that the raising a minimum wage is just, it's kind of just to make the masses happy. It doesn't do anything.
I think you've got a customer